guys, this is Brian from the Livered Onion Guys, and my livered onions recipe for today is going to be a chopped rabbit liver or a rabbit liver pate, which I'm going to add a little bit of a North African twist. It's really going to be good. Okay, so what I have here are some of the ingredients that we're going to be using for our chopped rabbit liver. So if you take, what's interesting is if you take these 4 ingredients right here, which is the liver, the onions, hard-boiled eggs, and some parsley, and just with the addition of some sort of fat, either butter or chicken fat, schmaltz, or olive oil, you have your traditional chopped liver. I'm going to be adding some toasted spices here, some preserved lemons, which I made. This is really easy to make. You just take whole lemons, you cut them open, and you pack them with kosher salt, and then you put those into a jar and put a lid on it, and you let those the rind soften for about a month. And then when you take them out, you rinse them off, chop them up, and you come up with something like this. I'm also going to be adding some harissa, which is a chili paste. This is also simple to make. You would just rehydrate some red chilies, add some garlic, olive oil, some of these similar spices here, and puree it all together, and that's your harissa. But I happen to have this one, so I'm going to be using this. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to toast my spices, and what I have here are a ½ teaspoon each of black peppercorns, cumin seed, coriander seed, caraway seed, and fennel seed. So I have a hot pan going right here, and I'm just going to put these in here. It takes a couple minutes. And what this does is it really brings out the oils in the seeds, in the spices, but it also adds another toasted dimension to it, so it makes it really taste good. All right, and you can really start to hear it kind of crackle a little bit and a little bit smoke coming off of it, but I can smell all those spices. It smells really good. So you don't want to burn them, but you just want to move them around in the pan. And so it's starting to smoke a little bit, so I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to take them right over here and put them into my mortar and pestle here. And then grind these up. It smells so good. And anytime you use spices, dried spices, it's really a good idea to either toast them or cook them in oil before you add your other ingredients, because it really brings out the flavors of the spices. All right, so that's our spice mixture here, and I'm just going to leave this, and then we're going to move on to the next part of the recipe. I have a nice hot pan here, and I'm going to add some olive oil, actually a lot of olive oil. Now, you don't have to use olive oil. You can use chicken fat, you can use butter. I'm going to use olive oil because I think it fits a little bit better with the ingredients I'm using, but you need quite a bit of fat for this. So a good amount of olive oil. And then this is one about medium-sized onion chopped up. That's a small dice. Put this in here. And we really just want to make these a little bit brown. And to this, I'm going to add some salt, 2 bay leaves, and then some fresh thyme. I'm just going to pull the thyme off the sprigs here. And then a little bit of our spice mixture that we made earlier. So it's nice to kind of build all these flavors up in layers. So we're going to add a little bit more of the spice later, but we're going to add some now. So this is going to take, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before this browns up, so we just have to wait and be patient. It's starting to brown up a little bit. The onions are starting to brown a little bit on the edges here, and I can really smell those spices and the bay leaves and the thyme all coming through, and it smells good already. I could just eat this. All right, so these are looking pretty good. This is about how I like it. At this point, I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to take those bay leaves out of there. And then I'm going to take this over to our food processor and get all that in there. Okay, our onions are in the food processor, and now we're going to cook our liver. So I have about, well, I need to put some more olive oil into our pan. This is the same pan that I cooked the onions in. And then I have about a pound of rabbit liver. And like I mentioned before, this could be chicken liver. This recipe would work perfectly with chicken liver. It would be just as good. So I just happen to have rabbit liver. So I'm going to put that in the pan. You just want to brown this up a little bit. Just like I mentioned in the last recipe, anytime you want to cook liver, you don't want to overcook it. So I still want it to be a little bit pink in the middle, so I don't want to like cook the heck out of it. So we just want to brown it up and cook it lightly. And then to this, I'm going to add a little bit more salt. Maybe a little bit more of our spice mixture. Move these around. All right, so these are looking nice. Getting some nice browning on there. We don't want to overcook them, so we're going to finish this up. I'm going to add a splash of red wine. Not much at all. I don't want the whole thing to turn pink, but just enough to kind of get all those nice bits off the bottom of the pan and add a little bit of flavor. So just let that cook for a minute. Then I'm going to take this over to our food processor. Put that in there with onions. Okay, so now we're going to finish up our chopped liver, rabbit liver. To this, I have 2 hard-boiled eggs, which I've already prepared. Put those in there. Some chopped parsley. And then also the preserved lemon. That's about a teaspoon of preserved lemon. And then our harissa paste. This just depends on how spicy you like it. I'm gonna put maybe 2 teaspoons in there, and then we can adjust it later. And then maybe just another little pinch of salt, and then we're gonna pureed this. Okay, we'll put this. Now the amount that you pulse this depends on how you like it. Some people prefer their chopped liver to be really smooth. I prefer it to be have little bits of pieces in there, so I don't want to overdo it. I'm going to put another. And it's looking pretty good. I'm going to add a touch more of this harissa, maybe another teaspoon. This one isn't particularly hot. You can buy mild or spicy harissa. This one is spicy, but it's not extremely spicy, so I'm going to add a little bit more of that. A little bit more salt. Give it another pulse. And that's it. All right, so I'm going to transfer this into the bowl. And then usually this is served cold, so we're going to put this into the refrigerator for a couple of hours and let it cool down, and it'll be ready to eat. So I've let the chopped liver sit in the refrigerator for a couple hours. Now all those flavors have all melted together, and it's gonna be real flavor. So I usually like to serve this with some toasted baguette, but traditionally your chopped liver could be served with some pumpernickel, dark rye, something like that. But we're going to use the baguette on there, like that. This is a great appetizer for a party or just a snack. Now you can really taste a little bit of that spice from the harissa. I'm getting the background flavor of the preserved lemon. Definitely has some of those North African flavors. Those spices really add some extra dimension to it. It's really good. And if you enjoyed this recipe and you like what you saw here, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.